you finally got into the ayahuasca circles here in LA.
Yep.
And I love, and no one's talked about this, the process of almost doing 2 ceremonies in 24 hours. So you're getting the message of who you are and what you're supposed to do, and then you're getting the message of how to take action.
Yep.
Which is like, that's almost like the part of the agenda that people are missing is,
that's key.
You know, you can't just get the message of what you're supposed to do with your life and then just expect the opportunities to come for you. You have to make it happen for yourself.
We're so, don't even get me started. It's like people, they don't, maybe I came from a different generation, like, we work.
Yeah, I know.
And I came from the movie business.
Yeah.
You show up on time, you get fired.
It's
you have to be early.
I'm from that generation too, and she is too.
And
so we take action and we work hard, and we don't ask about the
and
hours.
no complaining. Like,
and how
what
many
are you
days a week.
complaining about?
Yeah, but there are different people that are different souls on the planet right now. They're like, 5 o'clock.
It's been 2 hours.
It's been 8 hours.
But that's how they're programmed.
It's a Friday. I can't, don't call me Saturday and Sunday, and you know.
Well, you're not going to get better.
That'll take you.
Your disease doesn't take the weekend off.
Yeah.
Your addiction doesn't take the weekend off.
So you got a message, and then you were told how to take action.
Well,
what
I got
was that?
many. Well, a lot of it. I mean, the first round was just showing me truth. That's it. You can't lie. I tell this with people. The number one thing I got out of any psychedelic is truth. Like, you can lie all you want to yourself, to others. You don't even know you're doing it. But you cannot lie to God, the universe. It will beat you into a submission until you listen or don't go back in there. Because that's when people are struggling. I go, stop lying. It's okay. It cut the bullshit, right? So
I 100%
that's
agree
what you
with
feel.
that.
Yeah.
I live my life on that truth.
Yeah.
I've learned the hard way.
Well, it's easier, isn't it?
Beyond, but I see how people lie all the time. And it's so funny because I could perceive it so quick that I'm like, why would you even bother? Like, what a waste of energy.
Right, and then you got to.
It's too hard to.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that they're even able to. So I learned long ago as a child that I can't, like, whoever I am as a soul and whatever my mission, like, I wasn't allowed to. Mm-hmm. So I learned that lesson really quickly, and I remember I would talk about it with my mom because I was so frustrated that other kids could lie, other kids could cheat, other kids could break the rules and get away with it.
And then they succeeded.
Yes.
And then you're doing the right thing and getting penalized.
And that's just not my path.
Right.
But ultimately, everyone has to learn that lesson.
Well, and let me clarify a little bit. It's not about, and I think the little lies and the white lies can add up, but it's really about, like, the deep down integrity.
Yeah.
Honor your word.
Yes.
Right? Be a good person.
Yes.
Don't talk about it. Be it.
Yes.
Stop talking. Do. And just face that. But in that truth, it was gentle because it's like you're also, like, God was like, you're not an alcoholic. Right? No, you're this. You're a teacher, right? It shows you archetypes, like the purpose of life.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Why? Well, I mean, I believe this is my, thinking of doing this work a while. You get 3 main things out of ceremony. You get truth.
Yeah.
Right? Integrity. And that's so, like, I even get warm talking about it because that's where love lies, right? So truth, like, I think in conversations with God even, but this is what I've seen and felt. Like, I can't love anybody unless I respect you, right? I can lust you, I can desire things and people, but I can't love you, me, because I can't unless I respect you, which means I trust you, which means you speak truth, I trust you. If I'm hurt, you will help. If you're hurt, I will help. I'll be there for you, you'll be there for me. Then I can love because I feel safe, right?
Yes.
You can chase, you can lust, but deep down, you can't, this is my opinion, you can't open your heart unless that trust boundary is established and it's real. And that's called respect, right? So under truth falls joy and love and respect, all right? Then comes purpose. Like, why are we here? Like, what are we doing? Like, there's, in the scriptures, there's a lot of things. There's trillions of souls looking for this magical body, and we're wasting it. Like, if we're sitting around doing nothing, complaining, buying, sitting on the couch watching Netflix, buying shit we don't need, with money we don't have on Amazon, we're feeding the rich people, but we're wasting.
Hey, don't judge, all right? I've ordered on Amazon a few times.
No, but I mean not doing anything. There's no
I know, I'm
purpose.
kidding.
Yeah. So like, what are we doing for society, right? So, we're archetypal. We're tribal. Everybody has a role here. This is what I think.
Which I think is supportive. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
supportive to know the archetype and the role. You don't have to take it too literally, but it can help you.
Well, but what are we doing for humanity? Because humans are not designed to live alone.
I know.
This
And
is like
that's-
such bullshit. Like, it goes back to the flaw in democracy. Like, it's based on the individual. Well, it's based on, like, we operate in families.
Like an
We
ecosystem.
operate in communities.
Yeah.
We came from tribes, right? If everybody in the tribe did their job, together the tribe survived. One person leaves the tribe, good luck. You're going to die, right? One person's not pulling their weight in the tribe, they throw them out. And this is where not getting likes on Instagram comes from. I'm serious.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the reptilian brain of being accepted by your peers. It comes from survival. Yeah, for sure. Right? So if you're not, right, but that's still in us, right? So we're still tribal, yet they're separating us, right?
Too much.
Humans have never lived alone,
Yeah.
ever until now, especially women. Like
It's
what?
horrible. I will
right?
tell you.
Well, it's
Like,
not designed.
it's
That's where mental illness
horrible.
comes in. That's where
Yeah.
we need the balance of masculine and feminine.
And it gets worse. I mean, I can only speak for me, but it gets worse the older you get.
Yeah.
Like, at first it's fun, and you're proud of yourself, and you can do it.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
older you get, the more lonely and sad and disconnected, and the more it hurts your physical body and your emotional body and your spiritual
not
body and your
good for
mental
you.
body, because we're not meant to be
No.
siloed.
No, we're here to care for each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving and receiving, right? I love being a man. I love like going out hunt. A metaphor of hunting. Cutting myself. I don't care. But I love protecting. That's me. And I think that's we have these roles, and everything in nature is the perfect balance of feminine. Of gender, as they call it. That's one of
Yes.
their hermetic principles, gender, right? Not sexual, gender. Night, day, up, down, positive, negative, balance, 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 right? We are out of balance in our gender by
Yes.
design. By design. Every cell in your body is yin and yang, has to be or it does not work. Right? Electrical motor will not turn unless you give it exactly the same negative voltage as you do positive.
Yeah, every battery has a positive and a negative.
But it has to be exactly the same.
Fascinating.
It will not. The pendulum swings exactly the same, right? This is the law of duality, right? So the law of duality says, for every unit of happiness, of light, you have to have the same unit of darkness. Have to. Does that mean it's bad? No. But in this moment, planet Earth is exactly to the nanosecond in the shadow as it is in the light. Right? Exactly. Right? So we get out of balance. This is by design to create mayhem in things, right? So gender or whatever, it's like fine, but if you notice even in homosexual relationships or whatever, it will still be balanced, right? There'll still be either the man is a little more feminine or one of the whatever, but you look at it, there's the catcher in the pitcher, the
Yes.
the alpha,
Yes.
well, it has to be so they can
Yeah.
operate.
So fascinating.
You can't have two
Yeah.
because then
Wow.
you're both, you have
Yeah.
to have somebody going, okay, let's go.
I
Right.
always look to nature for like laws and like what I need to learn. So, okay, what do I need to learn about men and women? Well, I'm going to look at lions. How do they act
Yeah.
within each other?
Yeah.
What do they do? What does a male lion do?
Lays around.
What does a female lion do, right? So I always say to my son, like, if you're going to learn anything about life, just look to nature.
Yeah.
What happens? What happens in nature? How does it balance itself? It's very true.
Well, that's what Taoism is based on, is nature. And, that's where, Marcus Aurelius, all these guys, they all went to nature. You look at,
'Cause that's
you
all
look
they
at a
had.
bee.
I would have dated Marcus, by the way.
Hell yeah, I would have dated him too. Well, I mean, he says things like, you look at a bee. Does a bee get up or not get out of bed because it's cold? If a bee doesn't do a bee's job, the hive fails.
Yeah.
If the beehive fails, the forest fails.
Yeah.
So we need to get up and do a man's work
Yeah.
because we don't know the ripple effect of us not doing it, right?
Can
It's
I
just
just
a bee.
say I love talking to you?
I know.
Is this not the best conversation?
I know. I love it.
Like-
This is all I want more of in my life. But it's so hard to
fun to
find
edit.
men to find these conversations with. Well, it's actually just, I think, hard to find people that are willing to have conversations like this and not take the other person's point of view too personally, right? Because it's all
Right.
just like learning and ideas and concepts that you can choose to apply or not. It's however you want to process reality and continue to move forward in your life. These are the type of conversations I want to have over meals.
Yeah.
These are the conversations I want to have sitting by the beach or up on a hilltop or after yoga class.
Or during mushrooms.
So
What do you think this whole place is built on?
So
Having mushroom chats by the fire.
how did we get to mushrooms? How did you move out of just ayahuasca to something else?
Coming up next on, what's the name of the show? Whatever.
Frequency
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
we'll call it
max.
the frequency girls. Women.
Elevating your frequency.
Elevating your frequency. Raise your frequency. I have so many weird stories.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. I start doing ayahuasca, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to figure out how to not go insane, right? Because the mind, I'm sitting alone, cleaning up the wreckage that I created. Nobody's hiring me. Family's it's just a mess, and I'm all alone. I'm alone in this. I mean, the place was 300. It's small. I couldn't. You turn around. Nope. And I was running out of money, and so I had no purpose, no job, no nothing. I'm full-time AA, Kundalini, and I'm the bank account, the credit cards.
Yeah.
I put my rehab on my American Express Platinum. That's all I had.
Yeah.
And I still have a house in Florida, and it's draining me because how houses are, and whatever. I'm renting it, trying to manage that. What I did is I couldn't make the house payment in Florida. I knew I needed to get out of this room because I was in there for 3 years after I stopped drinking. I was in there. It was a scene of the crime too, where I almost died.
Yeah, so you're still in Venice.
I'm still in Venice, and I'm where the crime happened.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
and all my drinking shit's right there.
Yeah, you need to change the energy.
But so talk about resilience. My nervous system is shot. My brain has a hole in it, from all this stuff. So I'm rebuilding it, and I didn't understand this, but until you rebuild neural pathways in your nervous system, if you looked at me wrong, I was like a baby. You'd cry, because you just, everything hurts. You're super aware, you're super sensitive. Mind you, because I've been drinking for 30 years.
Wow.
So once you take that away, you see everything, good and bad.
Yeah.
Right? So everything, and you have to completely rebuild it. And it's not, at my stage, I had a 2% chance of survival. That's what they told me anyway. Well, it all happened kind of when I found my way to Topanga. Mm-hmm. Because getting to Topanga was part of it. So I was living in this, I know, here I am telling a story.
Yeah. You were in Venice. And
Yeah,
you're
so I'm
wrapping
living,
up
right,
life
so.
in Venice.
Right, so I'm living in this thing. I know I need to get out of
Yeah.
it. I bought property before, so I had met somebody online on a dating site, and we didn't date, but she was she was able to get loans.
Yeah.
And I had my credit wasn't great, so anyway, I couldn't make the house payment of my house in Florida, so I dumped it. I lost $600,000 on it, but I managed to pull $500,000 equity out, and I had a fake letter. Or not a fake letter, I had a loan. I had gotten a hard money loan that was not good. But I had that in my computer ready to start looking at something to get out of this room.
Yeah.
Because I knew that my mental health, I was going to drink again. I was
Yeah.
going to, So anyway, I needed something income producing because I didn't have a job. And anyway, a buddy of mine, through the ayahuasca circles, this guy asked me if I would be interested in going to the Hawaiian jungle and shoot the making of ayahuasca.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, yeah. So I go to the jungle, and I'm shooting the shamans there. He's like, we don't like photography. I like you, but you have to work and help us make medicine. And what he would do is get a group of people, and they would make the medicine for the year. There from the indigenous vine and the leaf. It's two different completely different components that live in the forest, not next to each other necessarily. It's a vine, the male root, the male component of ayahuasca. It's called the vine. It's an MAO inhibitor. It coats the stomach, so that allows the leaf of the chacuna tree, which has the active DMT in it, to enter the body. So you have to cook it together. There's like 300,000 species of plants in the jungle. So how they figured out these two is a whole nother story. But we were in the jungle making this, and every day we drank medicine all day, lightly, as we're working in the jungle. It's raining. I'm trying to shoot with the camera. I'm getting all this great stuff. And then every night he had a hut, and we would go deep. We'd do a full journey every night.
That's a lot.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Like no electricity in this place. There was no plumbing.
Yeah.
You had crap in a hole in the middle, way out at night, in the middle of the night. It's wild. But anyway, in this core group, there was a realtor. And no coincidences. Anyway, that was, when you do something like that with those people, you become lifelong friends. It's like this bond, right? It's like going to battle or something. So anyway, I was like, hey, I need to get out of this thing. I told him my story. I need to look at something. He goes, I'll help you out. So we start looking at stuff in Venice, because that's where my, my yoga is, my AA, now the ayahuasca thing. So we look around there. I need income-producing property. I need something I can rent, something. I was just trying to get through the next, phase, whatever. So I looked. I made a couple offers. Didn't really come through. And then he said, well, what about Topanga? And I was like, Topanga? That way up there? Like, I think we had done a mushroom hike up here or something. And he goes, yeah, where we did the hike. And I was like, no way, man. Like, no way. Like, why would I go? Like, I would be isolated. I don't know anybody. I can't ride my bike to the coffee shop. I can't go to AA meetings. I'm far, my yoga, etc. He goes, well, just go look at it. And it showed up because there was an empty building over there on the property that could have been, modified for rental income. It was this empty, unpermitted building. So I drive up from the PCH. I take the long way through Topanga Canyon. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is in the middle of nowhere. It's exactly what you don't want to do, because I would be in my beach house, isolated, alone, Anyway, I drive up here, and I can't find it. I drive by it, I find it, and I walk down the driveway, and it's like, it's 2 acres of land, and I'm like, what the, how are you going to maintain this? Like, what are you doing? But then I walked in the front door, and I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't like that I saw it. It wasn't like I'd been here. It was this overwhelming feeling. It just felt so good. The design of the house, I was like, it's okay. But the energy that I felt here, and it just radiated in my heart. And I walked outside, and it made zero sense. Like, can you afford it? No. I was talking with him. I go, I can't afford it. I don't know anybody. I can't, my meetings, my yoga. Can you maintain it? No. Can you afford it? You already asked me that. No. It was all no's. But I just went, I don't know, man. I'm supposed to be here or something. So I bought it.
That's incredible.
I didn't know anybody up here. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know it was a healing center. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I just,
you didn't know
it was,
about the land. Interesting.
It was the first time, I think, that I started listening instead of thinking, right? And I let the listening, the message, the feeling, make that decision instead of my logic, right? And I learned a lot in that. There is no real logic. Logic is created by humans, right? Based on data, right? Well, I don't think there's always data. I think there's feeling, right? So I move it. I had nothing left. I had one van, and I had a 5-bedroom house. I had all these rental properties in Florida, lost pretty much all of them, and so I moved in, complete new slate. I bought some of the furniture of the house came with it, and I moved up here by myself. So I needed to get some income going. So I started looking around to rent a room, and the very woman that got me into ayahuasca, the one that I interviewed, I called her and I said, "Do you know any spiritual people or somebody that doesn't drink that could rent a room here?" And she goes, "What about me?" So I said, "Okay."
Wow.
So she moved in, and then she knew everybody. So all of a sudden, all these healers or whatever started coming over. I didn't know nothing about this world. We actually did, I don't know if you saw that little comedy thing I did. I did a little comedy show based on it. But anyway, all these people started coming over, sound healers, feminine stuff, men's groups. Then we started, the realtor guy was, the reason he was in Hawaii was because he was a facilitator of ayahuasca. So he's like, "Well, we could do ceremonies here." Like, yeah, sure. So we started doing ayahuasca ceremonies here. We did 2-day weekend ceremonies, and we did them like back to back. We did one a month for a while, like maybe 2 years. And I started meeting those people, and and they would hang out all weekend, and we would talk and do more planting, and I would learn and more, and so it just started kind of growing, and my fear of being isolated was the opposite.
Yeah.
Everybody comes here.
Yeah.
Like you guys drove up from Newport,
Yeah.
right? So the very fear I was of being isolated was like, I don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Because
Like
your community comes to you.
Right. I would never, ever, ever have thought that.
Well, and then it naturally became the frequency house.
Yes.
Yes.
Organically,
Yes.
yes. Because we were already doing it back then. Yeah. So that was 8 years ago. That was 2017. So the empty building, this is when marijuana was blowing up, and all of a sudden everybody in Topanga had, or maybe they already did, these home grows, and they were going to legalize it. So that building occurred to me, was built to be a grow.
Got it.
A marijuana grow. It had a lot of
Yeah.
power in it. It had a garden on the roof.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is there a garden on the roof? Well, so it can't be seen from the police helicopters. And so my friend's like, well, you could rent it to a grow, or we could grow.
Yeah.
So we did that. We were way too late to the game, but I got into it, and we were growing marijuana for cancer mostly, like Rick Simpson oil and stuff. And we were playing music to it and all that. But I saw quickly that this was not what I thought the marijuana business was. And when they went to legalize it, they basically didn't give any small licenses to anyone. All the big guys had them, and they raided everyone and shut down all the grows. You don't hear about that, right? So those guys went on to be the marijuana guys that are out there now.
Yeah.
And we know marijuana is not even marijuana anymore. It's so genetically modified, that it's actually toxic.
Yeah, I always worry about where people get their starter plants from.
So listen, I was in it.
And that's what I get concerned about with mushrooms. Having just been to Expo West just a few weeks ago. It's the largest natural foods expo in the United States. And all the big snack food companies, supplement companies, they're making gummies, they're making teas, they're making coffees, they're making chocolates.
Right.
But I don't know where they're sourcing this from. I don't know what the original spore was.
Right.
And there's no regulation.
Nope.
And so I think people need to learn
Right.
not just who they're buying from,
Right.
but just a little bit more about the plants.
A lot more.
So they can figure out what's actually right for their body and what's not.
Well, I'm here to tell you, it's all bad. Because the same people that started, tobacco, we'll go back to tobacco.
Yeah.
Tobacco is a very healing plant. We have it
Yeah.
on the property.
Yeah.
It protects, a peace pipe, hopper. Tobacco in nature is healing.
Yes.
Nicotine's good for the brain in small amounts.
Yes.
It helps memory. Caffeine, right?
The real stuff.
Right, but they, this goes back to, they had a bunch of scientists that made cigarettes, and they made them addictive. Because why? Addiction is good for the economy. Addiction in America, I don't know, but I remember looking at it, is probably the second most profitable area. Right? Because addiction,
Of course, you're addicted to your
customer
Yeah, exactly.
Right, customer. Okay, then you get addicted to cigarettes. Now you get sick. You need
Yeah.
medicine. Chemo is the most expensive thing ever, right? So
Yeah.
these are the same people who own these things,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So then those people went on to buy our food companies.
Yes.
Our food is addictive, right? Then they went on to by the marijuana companies. Marijuana never used to be addictive. Now it's not only addictive, it's poisonous, right? It's grown. I've seen it. It's grown with. I mean, you just go into a dispensary and look. It does not even look like marijuana. The bud it looks alien. It's purple. That's not what it looks like.
Fascinating.
And they grow. I've seen them. They grow hydroponics, but there's no dirt.
Yeah, I know.
They're just pumping in fertilizers and chemicals, and they're under sodium vapor lights.
I can't be sold hydroponics because, as you and I both know, as we all know, land activates us.
Sure.
There's something in the soil and earth. And to consume a plant that's never had the opportunity to be with the soil and the earth concerns me. And granted, I'm a chef, and so a lot of herbs, like basil is the big one that's hydroponic, butter lettuce or Bib lettuce or Boston lettuce, those are the big ones that are hydroponic. And you eat it, and there's no life force energy being transferred into you. It's just texture.
Right.
There's nothing there. There's no flavor.
It's a facade. It's a replica.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, the yogis, they believe the first 18 inches of the topsoil is where all life comes from. But that's where we go when we die, right? Nutrients. It's all nutrients. If you eradicate the topsoil, right? So, or if you don't even use it.
Yeah.
Right? So.
I never thought about that before, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, it really bothers me.
Interesting.
It's huge because, listen, we don't know what we don't know. In other words, we say this isn't in there, this isn't. We don't know because you don't have test equipment. You can't test for things you don't know.
Yes, and you can't hack the Mother Nature system, and that's what they keep trying to do is hack the system.
Right.
There's things that can't be hacked.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Right.
Like
right. And that's exactly our mantra. Like our recipe is Mother Nature's.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
and
creating life, clones,
But I mean, it's
Yeah, and they all malfunction.
So anyway, I don't know, more like 7 or 8 years ago, I saw the hypocrisy and the darkness. They're drug dealers.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to pick on this, but I mean, it's, they're making gummies and stuff out of marijuana. They're, THC, Delta 8, Delta 9. They're just isolating isolates and synthesize.
It's the same thing as pharmaceuticals.
It's fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's the same people.
Yeah.
Right. So they, I know this very well because I started growing mushrooms. So in that whole thing of growing, marijuana, I'm dealing with drug dealers, and the price dropped, and it was just dark, like really dark. Not what I signed up for. I was like, I'm out. So I got out just in time, and we lost a whole bunch of money, but it just wasn't my thing. So my son actually said, because I would take some mushrooms here and there and go for a hike, and it really, it would just knock me out of whatever neurosis was going on in my head. Like I would just eat a mushroom and go for a hike, and I felt like a different person. So my son, and then somebody else said, you should get into mushrooms. It's really more your thing. It's like, and I went, yeah, that's more my thing. So I didn't know how to do it. So this guy that I knew said, whatever you grow, I can sell, and then we can go from there. So he goes, I know a guy who can train you. So I got this guy over that was basically of course underground, and we started growing in pressure cookers, mason jars, and the Home Depot tubs.
Yeah, I saw the Home Depot tubs on your YouTube.
Oh, that's old, yeah. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
We're a little more sophisticated. But we were growing under the deck with no roof. Like it rained, it was just like a submarine that's leaking water everywhere. But I had 22 pressure cookers going, and mason jars full of grain, oats that we get at the feed store. And we did it as redneck as you could imagine. 22 pressure cookers going all day, sterilizing everything. It sounded
by watching videos, or how did you
well,
learn
this
how to do
this guy showed us.
Okay.
He's showing you hands-on how to do it, which is the best way to learn.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there was trouble because the biggest issue is contamination, because everything we're doing, everything wants to grow in. It's the perfect environment for mushrooms, but it's the perfect environment for bacteria. It's the perfect environment for
mold.
everything,
Yeah.
everything. So, it's very disheartening. It's very, you work, it's a 5-month process, or, the last part of it's 11 weeks. So you work for 11 weeks, you pay people, supplies, whatever, and then you open the thing up and it's all mold. So you basically have just grown mold for 5 months, and you throw it all away.
Yeah.
and then you start over.
Yeah.
And then there's like, you got to clean the space because there's spores, and
Yeah.
very frustrating.
Yeah.
And you don't know exactly why. Right? So I'm rebuilding spaces, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it would go good, and then it would go contam again. Like we still suffer from contamination. It's very, very difficult. So,
I never even thought of that.
oh my God,
Wow.
it's not easy at all. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out, for some reason I didn't quit, because every time you get wiped out, you got to start over, and it's not only is it disheartening and capital intensive. It's just, it takes the wind out of your sails. Like, just stop. Like, but I didn't. So I kept starting over because I think, I got to figure it out, right? And I didn't. Or then I got to figure it out and I didn't. And there's so many different things, like genetics, environment, just like us, right? So anyway, some marijuana guys started watching what I was doing. And now mushroom ceremonies became popular. The breathwork folks started doing ceremonies. The people that were doing ayahuasca, some of them shifted into mushrooms. It's safer, much easier accessible, and didn't require as much training to do that. So I was supplying them, with mushrooms. So our original business model was, supporting the shamans or the facilitators, right? So anyway, along the way, these marijuana guys started getting wind of what we were doing. And they started coming around, going, I needed money, right? And I needed some like distribution. I don't have anything, right? I'm trying to figure out how this works. So I'm growing, and we're doing different methods and blah, blah, blah. And they go, well, we want to partner with you. We know, we need to run some numbers, but can you expand this 5-fold to make it sustainable? I was like, I don't know. I'm barely figuring this out. They go, well, we'll figure it out with you. We have the capital and we have the space. And I knew it wasn't the right move, right? But I was sort of desperate. Now, at the same time, I had landed a TV show. So for my film career was coming back, and it was a big show. And I was like, I was already prepping it while I was doing this. So I had, 4 or 5 people working or whatever. Anyway, so we moved the operation to their place. I designed it. They built it out. They never paid on time. They were really sloppy. Like as people, they were never on time with their call. They never honored their word. It wasn't what they said. Chased them for money. They never really paid. So make a long and short of it, they basically took my genetics, took the processes, and locked me out and didn't pay the employees.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, for sure. And it was, and meanwhile, I got this thing going, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just like distraught, traumatized again. I was like, why do I keep doing this?
Yeah.
Why do I keep trying to grow? I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I shut it down. I have to come up with 10 grand to pay the employees that they didn't pay.
Yeah.
I had a bell tent, smaller than that, sitting here. I took whatever equipment I had here, threw it in there. I swear to God, I was going to burn it. Like I was like, how could you be so stupid? You keep doing this, And this all has relevance. So right when that was happening, the same shaman I sat with my first ceremony called me from Europe. And he said, hey, I'm coming to LA to put all my LA clients in the ceremony. Can I use your house?
Oh, cool.
And I was like, yeah, cool. Like I had stopped doing ayahuasca in the house because I don't know what people leave there.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and there was weird shit happening.
Yeah.
So,
You don't want other people's stuff.
right.
Especially
so I was
the
like,
bad stuff coming out.
Well, right. I don't know.
Yeah.
The more I do this work, the more I know I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I have someone come to my house and clean and clear it.
We do it all the
minimum
time.
once a year. Yeah.
Yeah, we do the property too.
I have someone come in April 1st. Love it.
It's awesome.
It's the best. Yeah.
It is.
Spring cleaning.
So this guy comes in, and he tells me he's got 12 people, which is max capacity for the house. He comes in with 22.
Oh, whoa.
There's people fucking everywhere. They're laying on the kitchen counter. They're everywhere. We got the doors open. I'm like, dude, what, I go, I got to watch this, So he goes, okay, you can angel, but you got to drink a working dose. We always take a little bit so you get on the same vibration. So he had made this new batch of medicine, and anyway, he hadn't tested it. I drank a little bit, and it took me to the moon. I was like, oh, shit. And in Aya, we talk about the mother. I don't know if have you done ayahuasca?
No.
Okay. It's and I've done like 25 ceremonies or something, and I have had my ass beat to death in like 4 of them. I mean, gnarly, and I was somewhat traumatized with it. As I had been the most joyful in my life, it was also the most terrifying thing too. So I had kind of stopped doing it for that reason. And anyway, it took me to the mother, and the mother shows up immediately, and she goes, "Hey, you." This sounds so weird if you haven't done it, but this is how the messages come in. She says, "Hey, you've been avoiding us. We want to have a talk with you." And I was like, "Oh no, please don't beat me." She goes, "No." She goes, "You know that mushroom thing you're doing?" I go, "Of course, yeah." She goes, "You're getting back in it." I go, No, I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing. I can shoot movies, good at that, not good at mushrooms. I've lost almost everything." She goes, No. You're doing everything wrong. And she goes, "You know that 10 years of alcoholism and all these rehabs and all that stuff you went through? That was your training. That was necessary for you to do what you're going to do now." And I was like, "Okay, I'm going to go shoot a TV show. That's what I'm doing." She goes, No, you're not. She goes, here's how it works. You need to only work with mindful people.
Oh, yeah.
You need to protect this medicine as it exists in nature. As it's helped you, you need to help others. And here's what you'll be helping humanity with." And it showed me this montage of death, disease, war, all this stuff. And she said, "But the mushrooms want you to learn everything." And I knew how to fruit and grow, but I did not know the genetic component, which is a whole science. It's mycology. I didn't know that part. She goes, "No, you need to learn that." And she said, "The mushrooms want you, only you, to learn this, everything about it." And then she said, "And you will speak on this, and people will listen because of this, what you went through, because you will speak with authenticity, because you lived it. You didn't read about it. This is what you're going to do." And then it said, "We know you're scared, but if you operate this way, we will protect you."
That just brings a tear to my eye. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah, it was. It's hard to get out sometimes too. So I came out of that ceremony. I was like confused. I'm like, I'm already prepping the TV show. Like I already flew to locations and I was scouting it. So I was like, I didn't know what to do. I'm kind of thinking about it. 4 days, I think it was 4 days later. 4 days, the pandemic hit.
Oh, no way. So you were relieved.
The pandemic hit.
Yeah.
It was showing me the pandemic.
Yeah.
Nobody saw it coming. The movie was gone in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Pow.
Yeah.
And again, I went, I'm listening.
It always does that. It
I'm
always
listening.
opens the gates
I'm listening.
and forces you to move forward.
Well, I mean, she was showing me the pandemic. She
Yeah.
was right. I wasn't doing the
Yeah.
show, right? She was right. You are doing this.
Yeah.
So, by myself, I zipped open the tent and pulled all the spiderweb dirty shit out of there, and I started over by myself. And from that day, which I realized was 5 years ago, to now, I've not taken a day off.
Yeah.
I studied, I failed, I succeed, I learned everything. I did every process, modified it, this, that, genetics, learned how to expand them, learned DNA, read, saw stuff on YouTube. 95% of things on YouTube is misinformation, but we figured out, some people started, giving me nuggets, they would work, no, it wouldn't work, and we're still, figuring out, but we've had one person in particular who just had those little tiny trade secrets that really helped us with efficiency and everything. And now, I do all the genetic work here. Our genetics are extremely unique because they don't leave the property. There are years of us, years of me, expanding them and building the DNA coding and, taking the elite from one culture to another culture to another culture, knowing what the elite looks like, and and building this whole thing. So genetics are a big part of it, and I've learned a lot about that, but I do it intuitively, So every culture is unique, every mushroom is unique. you know, and along that process, I still was getting contam. And now I'm working by myself. It's super inefficient. I'm working all day. It takes forever. You take your eye off the ball, things go south.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sell it. I'm trying to make money, trying to get a, you know, SBA loan, whatever. And I sell an ounce to a shaman that did a ceremony with his client, and he called me later and after it, and he goes, "Hey, are you up for some feedback?" Ooh. And I went, "Sure." And he goes, "Me and my client did hero's journey, you know, it's hero's dose, like 6 grams." And he goes, "We both saw you independently in our journeys." And I went, that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
And then he continued and he goes, "Yeah, and we both felt your fear, and we both felt or saw the contamination." He goes, I think this is quote unquote, he said, "Your frequency is in the medicine."
Yeah.
I mean, how could that have happened?
Yeah, well, because I mean, the food I cook is the food I cook. I'm in the food.
Sure.
I go into the bodies of the people
Sure.
I cook for.
But this is a mystical experience.
Yeah.
So it's even exponentially
Well,
food.
actually, it's just confirmation.
Right.
That happens with all things. So
For
the
sure.
nurse who pricks the needle, who draws your
Everything.
blood,
Wow.
or puts the
course.
vitamin drip in you, is now in you.
Right.
We're all constantly
So-
touching each other and transferring in and out.
Well, if we have 2 acoustic guitars next to each other, we plug the A string on one, the other one will vibrate. That's physics, right? We're vibrating, right?
Yeah.
So these are sentient beings. They're not as everything, but they're,
Yeah.
in particular, they are individually unique.
But you got confirmation of the
Yes,
transfer of
yes,
energy.
yeah.
And then, like, what a great kick in the butt where it's like, okay, so when you're making me, I need you to be in a better mood.
Right.
When you're making me,
Right.
I need you to shift in these ways so you show up in this way
Right.
for other people.
So now I'm already a Kundalini teacher.
Yeah.
I understood cymatics. I understood sound currents. Kundalini is based in sound.
Yeah.
Right? Chanting sound, and they explain, you know. So I had a good grasp on, this is, 5 years ago. So I went, okay, I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
I built a sound chamber and started playing Kundalini chanting, crystal bowl. It's a sound bath.
Yeah.
It's a sound bath. So that's how frequency was born.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
What a gift.
That's the birth of frequency.
What a gift from the mushrooms and that shaman and that person to give you that feedback
Yeah.
to elevate everything.
But you gotta listen to it and not put your normal way of thinking aside, like, oh, shut up or whatever,
Yeah.
and just go. But it makes so much sense. Of course, it makes sense. And then I go down all these rabbit holes for 5 years of studying all the electricity and vibration, and it's like we're so unaware of how the energy of planet Earth works. But it totally makes sense, right?
What's the music that you like to play? Is there particular bands? Is it just frequency music? Like, where are you pulling the music from, and who's making the music?
Well, great question. So I shake it up all the time.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, because obviously there's lots of frequencies. So
Yeah.
we play the basic ones of all the chakras.
Okay.
Right. Then we play, angelic ones. And you've seen the videos of the vibrating plate with sand. Okay, that's sacred geometry, right? So
I
you're
love
taking.
those.
You're taking, this is how the universe was born,
Yeah.
right? So you're taking chaos, and all of a sudden when you hit like one tone,
Yeah.
organized, and then
Yeah.
the higher you go, the more complex the repetitive pattern is, right?
Yeah. I
So
think
we
it
play
starts
that.
at like almost like 128 or something, and then it just keeps building into these beautiful patterns.
Right, and that's only in sound.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So when we get into like psychedelic journeys, you start to see fractals, right? Well, that's information coming in. That's what visually it looks like, right? It's organized. Every wave has information. Like every music has information, right? If you listen to a country and western song, it has the information that creates an emotion, right? If you listen to a rap song, it could be in even the same key.
Yeah.
It has a different message,
That's why
a
you
different
have
set
to
of
be
data.
careful.
You have to be so careful.
Right.
Ears, eyes.
It's your diet.
Yeah.
It's a vibration,
Yeah.
right? And your whole body vibrates accordingly, right? So we know if we play certain music, violence comes out,
Yeah.
right? I mean, African drumming, right? They did that, or the battle drumming, right? Before battle, right? Cheerleaders at a football game. It's all the same, right? So that's a thing. So
That's why you don't want to listen to the radio.
I
No.
don't
You don't want to listen
No,
to the
it's
radio.
I actually have fantasies of someday meeting an electrical engineer who can work on cars, who can sever the radio in my car, because now the radio is always on, right? The way modern cars on these days,
you can't turn them off?
You can't turn them off.
Oh,
All you can do
I
is
do.
turn down the volume.
Oh, I didn't know
know
that.
that
And
either.
you can change the whatever's on your screen. But the radio frequency is always coming into your car now versus cars in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s. The frequency isn't coming into the antenna unless you turn it on. And so how do I get that frequency out of the box that I'm in?
Yeah.
Because it's still coming in.
Interesting.
Well-
It's just at a lower volume.
Yeah, but quite honestly, there's trillions of signals going through
know.
us right now
I
that
know.
we'll never have machines to measure.
I know.
So the yogis are like, you're not going to change any of that stuff. Stop trying. Build your aura stronger.
I know.
Yes.
Right? That's it.
That's
so,
the takeaway.
But this is science. So, you know, when a light bulb lights up in your house, we're told that electricity flows like water from the power plant, it's not how it works. Here's what they send down the thing. They send an electrical disturbance in the electrical field down the wire.
Interesting.
So when it hits the light bulb, the energy that I was talking about earlier, this ionosphere that we're in right now, the energy in the room ignites the light bulb.
Got it.
Okay.
They send a frequency disturbance
Correct.
that creates
Correct.
the light.
So take that to us.
Yeah.
We're electrical beings. When we get upset or we can feel that,
Yeah.
the science behind it is they have created an electrical disturbance in the electrical field that we're sharing,
Yeah.
that you can feel it,
Yeah.
right? You're drawn to somebody because their electrical field is magnetic.
So that's why so interesting. So if you sit down and eat a meal with someone, if you turn off all the lights and you just do candlelight, it feels so good.
Yeah.
But if you have all the lights blaring,
Yeah.
it feels sterile.
But you know
and
why?
tight.
Especially the LED lights.
Yeah.
Well, there's an electrical disturbance
Yeah.
in our. We're sharing a field right now.
Yeah.
They're saying that
So
the
our-
heart coherence goes out 6 feet.
Yeah.
Right. That's science now, but yogis have always said, depending on your power, your aura goes 9 feet.
Yeah.
Right. But some yogis goes way farther.
Yeah.
Right. But it is an electromagnetic force field. They can take pictures of it. And when there's holes in it, that's how they tell you what's wrong with you. Because every organ in your body is feeding into this field. And if there's a hole in it, they go, your liver, something's going on. Right? So this field is what protects us energetically from disease, from mental viruses, thoughts.
But what's also really important for people to understand is when our fields don't touch, we can also get sick. And that's what I think upset me most about the year 2020 is when people were told to stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you
course,
can do
of course.
at any time in
Right.
your life because our fields need to touch each other for us to be healthy.
What else is the worst? Isolation.
Yes.
Right. What else is the worst? Masks. Right. What else is
And
the
no
worst?
sunlight.
Right. Right.
Lack-
What else is the worst?
Lack of access to nature.
Right. And then propaganda, fear.
Yeah.
The pandemic,
Yeah.
it was not
Yeah.
COVID, it was fear.
Yeah.
And nothing travels faster than the speed of thought.
Yeah.
Because thought, they're now discovering, but the Buddhists have always said it, you know, the concept of quantum entanglement.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's faster than the speed of light because it's the same particles moving. Well, they're discovering that the brain operates the same way, right? So it's quantumly entangled with the collective, as Carl Jung calls it, the collective unconscious.
Yes.
You know, the Buddhists call it collective consciousness. There's another term they have. But we have a consciousness, right? This three of us has a new consciousness. Like I make the analogy, you're an atom, right? You're an atom, I'm an atom, right? Okay, hydrogen, oxygen, another hydrogen. Right now in this moment, we create a molecule known as water. So there's a new organism with the three of our consciousness, our three of us thought. We have more power and more everything as
Yes.
water than we do as individual atoms.
Well, and it's just, I'm so glad you bring this up because people think that they can create and do things all on their own.
Yeah.
But as soon as you
Well, that's
add
ego.
another person
That's
into
ego.
the equation, it can manifest
It's
faster.
ego.
It can come to life faster.
Yeah.
Like we're
that's-
actually
okay.
weaker all on our own.
Totally, that's why the isolation.
Yeah.
Napoleon Hill always talked about that super brain.
Yeah.
That a lot of like all those railroad magnet, you know, they used to hang out together
Yes.
to
Sure.
create the super
Yeah.
brain.
Sure. of course.
Yes.
But that's a think tank, but that's a community.
Yeah.
We know scientifically if you get more than, what's the magic number? Just like 100 people. It's like, what is it? There actually, Greg Braden talks about it, but there's a divisible number of, it's not much, like 8,000 people together right now, if they all meditated, could affect the consciousness of the entire planet.
Yeah.
Right? And this is not woo-woo. They've done, group meditations in Washington, D.C., and crime drops 25% for a year.
I've heard that.
Right?
Yeah.
So but what is the news doing? It's creating a different set of consciousness,
Yes.
right? But we're, the age of Aquarius, we're in it. We don't know we're in it. And the friction of us pulling from the Piscean age of consciousness to now the Aquarian age is what we're feeling, these old systems of government, Piscean. So for those of you that don't know, Piscean, just as you're a Gemini and I'm a Gemini, the human zodiac cycles are based on the moon, right? 28 days. Well, the Earth is 2,100 years-ish, 2,000 years, something like that. It's up for debate. But we started in the Piscean age of consciousness around Christ being born. And the Piscean age was, and this is no surprise, this is like 8,000-year-old text, 7,000-year-old text. The Piscean age was masculine. The Piscean age is secrets. The Piscean age is sacrifice, competition, right? Well, the Catholic Church,
wasn't
the
it?
wars,
Yeah.
secrets, nobody knew what was going on. We only knew what we read in books. Who the hell knows who wrote the book? Programming. We were a psychedelic-based world until the Catholic Church took over in AD 490 and turned us into an alcohol-based world. We went from awareness to unawareness. Control. You live, religion is a set of doctrine. It's a set of rules. If you don't obey, or go to hell, right?
Yeah, it's the opposite of spirituality and nature.
Eastern's like raising consciousness. Okay, so somewhere around the late 60s, we touched it for a second and started evolving into the Aquarian age. And the Aquarian age, and this is scientifically proved, because the frequency of planet Earth is shifting, and our brains, our consciousness is synced to the magnetic resonance of planet Earth. So as planet Earth's resonance of the spinning ball of iron is shifting, so is our consciousness shifting, right? So the resonance was, Schumann resonance is like 7.83 hertz for thousands of years. Now, it's right in coherence with the text of us shifting into Aquarian, it's spiking. So I was looking at it, 7.8, and it went to 40 and came back down. And then, I was like, what happened? COVID. What happened to the other spike? The war, right? So the consciousness of thought shifted, the collective consciousness, fear, boom, right? But it's scientifically,
Measure it.
well, yeah, but it was that spike, if you will, causes the change in consciousness. So, but anyway, Aquarian is feminine. The Aquarian age is healing. The Aquarian age is collaboration, not competition. We work together. The Aquarian age is transparency, truth. The Aquarian age is information is available to everyone. The internet. They didn't know that 8,000 years ago, right? So that's the age we're in. So the systems of government are failing that are Piscean. President, vice president, this bullshit, right? The ones that are like in the systems of businesses. So the friction is like, for example, blockchain, the concept of blockchain, the platform is 100% Aquarian. There's no central authority. There's nobody's in charge. We're all, right, because it's trusted. You can't hack it, supposedly, right? So therefore we trust it. Therefore, our government could sit on a platform like that, or our money already is, some crypto. I mean, it's got some nefarious stuff going on, but the blockchain concept is Aquarian, is like mycelium.
Yeah.
It's an AI mycelium. Mycelium is symbiotic in nature. It shares, it gives trees information and nutrients in exchange for other nutrients.
Yeah.
Symbiotic,
Yeah.
right? But that, we don't know we're in it. Uber, shared services, Airbnb, those are Aquarian concepts. They're being pulled back into the Piscean thinking.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
taxing them and
Yeah.
turning them back into cabs. They're turning Airbnb back into hotels.
Yeah.
But the concept
Yeah.
is there, but
And
we're
it'll
moving
keep
there.
evolving.
Right.
Because we just entered.
Well, the thing
Right.
is, everybody's moving from that.
Yeah.
But as they die off in the new generation,
Yeah.
all these systems and apps and stuff, they're all somewhat collaborative. If we know that, if we design them that way. So the frequency house, long story getting here, is a collaboration company, 100%. So as we've been doing the medicine here throughout the years, as you've seen, we were doing ceremonies for people because they didn't have a place to do them, right? For years and years, they're, hey, can I use your house? Hey, and you know, they're in my house, and you know, but I want to support them because this land has healed me. So I realized that getting this house didn't have that much to do with me. It has to do with what we do for others.
Yeah, that's
right?
beautiful.
So I was trying to figure it out, and then I was like, you already know it, man. Just do what you're doing, but put it in a sustainable system, right? So I was like, and I had the idea a long time ago, but you know, there was a void out there. There's all these talented healers, you know, like yourself, you know, chefs, whatever, sitting at home in their Santa Monica apartment, wherever, trying to push a rock up a hill.
Yeah.
But everybody's pushing these rocks up a hill. I'm like, well, why don't we all get together and help each other push this rock? We're going up against everything. So we have a magical land here. We have, it's safe, it's guarded, and it's a membership community that we have this deck, which we've done events on. It's got a stage. We have a PA. We have the beautiful bell tent that we've done many ceremonies in. We have,
I love that.
It's beautiful.
I love that tent. Oh my gosh.
It's great, right?
Love it. Yes.
And then we have beach sand we put down for grounding. We have 2 indoor small ceremony spaces for privates, kitchen, washer and dryer, ice plunge, sauna. We have meditation gardens, and then we have more room to expand into a larger ceremony space. And then we just, you have some customers, you want to do a sound bath, you know, you come, you can rent the tent. If you're a facilitator, we have to vet everybody very carefully, but once it's in there, it's protected. And so the people that show up here are the best teachers in whatever modality they are, and the members that really want to learn, really want to be a member and pull their weight and all of that. But at the same time, like we're doing right now, we're bringing my film career back into it, and we're doing like this podcasts and events, and we're doing live on the roster starting in a month. We have every Wednesday we're doing a Buddhist Dharma talk at 8 a.m. Bam, live. We have 2 Kundalini yoga teachers that will do things live, and we will have a breathwork person every week do something live. So that will be our online membership, which obviously goes everywhere. But we're building content because this is limited, but the messages, the teachings, this talk that we're doing here can be seen everywhere. And that's how we get it out there. We change consciousness through television programming.
I agree.
Which is what it is. I know, I made it. You're programming the brain.
But it's a good kind of programming.
Right.
Well, it's the Aquarian Age programming.
Right. Well,
and it really,
people want it.
It better allows
the
you
deprogramming.
to take what you want and leave what you don't, you know?
Yeah.
But be aware.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So as people are collaborating here, so when facilitators or healers or whatever, we mix the events up too. We'll have, like, we had a Kundalini winter solstice thing here for 4 hours, but in the tent, we had somebody doing Reiki, we had somebody doing acupuncture, and then in the other space we had a sound bath going on, and then we had somebody serving food, and everybody made money, and we made money, and it wasn't much, but everybody collaborates, everybody interacts, everybody networks, right? They bring their network in, we share our network with them. If you want to do an event, come up here, we'll put you on all of our network, you know, email, social media. They put us on theirs. This is how we grow exponentially. Just like mycelium does.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone relies on each other.
And together, collaborative, tribal, it feeds itself, right? There's nobody in charge once it gets going. It becomes its own thing.
Yeah.
You know, everybody makes a piece of the action. Everybody's business grows. I mean, people here doing sound baths, you know, they just got saw by 40 people that came here that never saw them before, right?
Yeah.
And then they bring their people in, and then the yoga, you know, so I don't know. We're not trying to control it. We're not trying to control it. We're just letting it happen.
I'm just grateful that places like this exist so more people can connect.
Right.
And you don't have to go to Ecuador or Peru.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to book this expensive trip.
Yeah.
Right.
We need to start creating places like this in every community.
And on that note, I'm going to be leading some workshops, you know, just hardcore You want to change your life kind
Yes.
of thing.
Military style.
Well, somewhat, yeah,
The
a little
soldier's
bit.
gonna come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you should.
But I mean,
wait,
and then
can I
we have
just-
other people doing workshops and
You
small
need to
workshops.
lead men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Men need you.
Yeah.
I do have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
I mean, that would be really nice
Well,
for
we
all
do.
of us.
Yeah.
Single women, it would be really nice to meet some
need-
men that
Yeah.
are happy and have direction and take accountability for their life.
Yeah,
instead of
it's,
feeling and communicating that they're victims.
Well, but we're all doing it, because Western psychology is a trap. This is
Yeah.
my opinion. You
Yeah.
guys will get a lot of feedback probably, but it's designed for you to be the victim. How does
Yeah.
it make you feel? Let's dig into that. Well, every time you pull that up, you're giving it power. You're
Agreed.
reliving that. Well, they want you to keep
You're
coming back.
communicating the same story
They want you
over
to
and
keep
over
coming
again.
back.
And then if you talk to anybody about why you're going to therapy, they want to hear the same story
Right.
over and over
And then
again.
you just wasted 2 hours of your life
And then I find
on the same
oftentimes,
shit.
yeah,
Like, how long are you gonna
oftentimes
do
when
that?
I'm a guest on a podcast, they want me to tell my story again, and
Yeah.
I don't want to repeat it. I'm free.
Yeah,
like
right.
I've moved through it. So there is,
I mean, if it's benefiting somebody else, I don't like telling my story,
Yeah.
but I did it
yeah,
because, years ago, I was the guy way in the background with the mushrooms because for obvious reasons, I was like, oh, the mushrooms are the king, this branding guy was like, what are you doing? Like, no, people want to hear your story.
Yeah.
It saved your life. Yeah, but he goes, no, you're being selfish. There's people out there, like looking to relate, have relatability to,
Yeah,
that's me.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, oh, I see. Then I'm denying them,
Yeah.
right?
but you have to find the balance between how many times you tell the story,
Right.
and then you have it sit somewhere safe so people can.
That's what
find
I
it
do
who need
online.
it. Yep, and then you can go on and just teach the other wisdom.
Well, what we're doing is my marketing is I don't tell my story anymore. We have many people, we already have videos of this, telling their story with our medicine.
Yes.
So I've started with my
Yes.
story. Now you
Yes.
guys do it, and they're different categories. Middle-aged woman, battered, whatever, alcoholic, has a kid die. Boom. A market, autistic guy, alcoholic, homosexual, Latino, So everybody organically does these, we video them or whatever, and then they tell their story
Yeah.
from authenticity.
Yes.
So everybody that works here or whatever, I insist that they do ceremony with our medicine here on the property or whatever it is, so that they can speak authentically to what we're doing, not my words, not anybody's bullshit, theirs, right? And that's how we trust.
We are signing up. Are we
Okay.
signing up?
Yeah, do it. I'll do a
Whitney's
group.
looking at me.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you're afraid of is what you're gonna find, which is yourself.
No, I
And which
don't.
is fair,
I
I
don't
mean.
think my body can handle any drugs.
It's not. See, you're using the wrong word.
I know, but I just
It's
don't.
not drugs.
I don't think my body can handle it.
What does it? Okay, because here's the funny thing: is what we do, the government calls drugs.
Yes, yes.
What their medicine, what we call medicine, the government calls drugs. What they call medicine are the real drugs.
I understand that it's inverted. I just am so aware of my body.
How about your mind?
I know.
Because this doesn't really. It goes this way and this.
I know. We'll see. I think it's interesting because that comes back to. I think it comes back to soul origin, and I think this type of medicine works really well for earth souls. I think this medicine can create imbalances for people that are more galactic souls. But
You don't know until
you
you
don't
do
know.
it.
You don't know till you do it. But I think sometimes you just have to really listen to your body and what you need.
But really
So we'll
listen,
see.
because there's a
Okay.
fear in there probably. It's all
Sounds
fear.
like it.
No, I mean, because when we're afraid, and you'll do it if you want when the time is right. You'll know. But we don't know what we don't know,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like last night, I guided a ceremony. I mean, I've done 100 of them or whatever, and I'm always learning. And last night, I always do a little bit of medicine. I went on a fucking crazy journey last night, and it told me how it works, like
Oh,
the
that's
medicine.
cool.
So I'm trying to figure out
Yeah.
what's going on. Like if I do a ceremony with you guys, I pay attention. Like where are they in the ceremony? Where are they in the thing? And they're like, stop doing that. first of all, you're not going to figure it out. They said to me, because I talk to the mushrooms. They talk. It sounds hippie.
No,
People
no.
like, you give everybody advice. Where do you get it?
I talk to the food all day long.
No, I mean when I'm in these realms.
Oh,
I
got it.
just get it.
Yeah.
But they literally, I don't do journeys anymore. I have meetings.
Got it. So your
That's
board
They're partners.
meeting is taking.
They're
Yes.
partners.
Yeah.
And they call me dad.
Yeah.
Sometimes they call me this, or sometimes they tell me to shut up, and they tell me to do this, and I do.
That's
And they're
so
they're so on point. Like so you start to see how the systems really work.
What?
Like
And
how it really work.
What an incredible opportunity for you.
I know.
Like-
and they're like, hey, yeah, I got lots of messages, but last night or yesterday, I was trying to connect with this woman, and I'm super busy, and they go, stop doing it, because I have a music track I usually
Yeah.
play to guide them.
Yeah.
And they came in, they go, turn the music off. Well, she was like, I don't like the music, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to change the thing, and they came in immediately and said, stop. You stop her, you stop. No music. When you play music, that's a type of control. You're trying to control the ceremony. We got it.
Got it.
Do you trust us? Did we help you? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you trust us?
Yeah.
We know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
We got it. If we want you, we'll let you know. And then they showed me this like communication. They go, she's here, you're here, we're talking to you, we're talking to her. Don't throw our life preserver. We're trying to teach her to swim. Stop interfering.